Welcome to Defense News Plus.
In a big push towards defense indigenization, Defense Ministry released of import ban list of additional 108 military weapons, and these will give a further boost to indigenization with the active participation of public and private sector for fulfilling the twin objectives of achieving self-reliance and promoting defense exports. The systems such as next generation corvettes, airborne early warning systems, tank engines, and radars under a specific timeline of 4.5 years. The restrictions on import of the 108 items will come into effect in the period from December 2021 to December 2025. The Defense Ministry said the second positive indigenization list comprises complex systems, sensors, simulators, radar for mountainous region, medium-range surface-to-air missile weapon systems, and many more such items to fulfill the requirements of Indian Armed Forces. According to a government document, the import restrictions of 49 items, including next-generation corvette, some variants of single-engine helicopters, wheeled armored platform, border surveillance systems, and armored engineer recce vehicles, will come into force from December 2021. The items mentioned in the list included 80 mm tandem warhead rocket, software-defined radio, land-based mechanical minefield marking equipment, and pontoon midstream bridging system. The import ban on 8 other systems and weapons, including anti-material rifle, 14.5 mm 1000 horsepower engine for T-72 tanks, will come into force from December 2025. A separate list of 17 items as mountain weapon locating radar, smart anti-airfield weapon Mk1, and loitering munitions will likely to be banned from December 2023, and the ban on another 13 items will be applicable from December 2024. India will stop the import of 101 weapons and military platforms like transport aircraft, light combat helicopters, conventional submarines, cruise missiles, and sonar systems by 2024. Officials said the second list, released by the Defense Ministry after several rounds of consultations with state-owned and private defense manufacturing firms as well as leading industry bodies such as Society of Indian Defense Manufacturers, the ministry stated all the 108 items will be purchased from indigenous sources as per provision of the Defense Acquisition Procedure 2020. The government has taken many steps to boost the domestic defense industry in the last few years. The new defense procurement policy of the Defense Ministry projected a turnover of $25 billion in defense manufacturing by 2025. The Indian Armed Forces are supposed to spend around $130 billion in the next 5 years. The Defense Ministry, the Defense Research and Development Organization, and Service Headquarters will take all necessary steps, including hand-holding of the industry, to ensure that the timelines mentioned in the new list are met. Next update: China's People's Liberation Army has combined Air Force and Army elements to create an integrated air defense system for the Western Theater Command, responsible for operations along the line of actual control. From many intelligence inputs, it is said that China is moving new military equipment and formations into the Tibet and Xinjiang, strengthening air defense and missile positions and airports along the border of its side. PLA integrated Army air defense units in the Air Force's chain of command in the Western Theater Command to create combined air defense control system. In a training, Army jointly conducted exercise with the Air Force while command and control was performed by the Air Force. According to the reports, at least 10 PLA Army units under the Western Theater Command are integrated in the Air Force chain for passing information on early warning system, combined readiness status, and exercise participation as part of the new joint air defense setup. The PLA Air Force is supposed to be monitoring all the air defense network along the line of control. Diplomatic and commander level meetings have not made to a breakthrough at other friction points as Depsang Plains, Gogra and Hot Springs. The relations and trust between the two sides plunged to an all-time low after Galwan clash last year. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has made it clear that restoration of peace on the LAC through disengagement and de-escalations can be only solution of restoring normal ties in other areas such as trade and investment. The satellite imagery and reports in recent months have indicated that Beijing is making its position strong along line of control, erecting villages along the border and making highways and airports for the first deployment of troops. From the sources, it is stated that China is making at least 13 new military bases and 4 heliports along the border post Doklam standoff and Ladakh standoff. In another update, Defense Research and Development Organization will start desert trials of the indigenous Advanced Towed Artillery Gun System in June. DRDO has made this gun in collaboration with the Bharat Forge and Tata Power SAD. It is said after the desert trial, orders can be placed this year. The evaluation trials at high altitude areas, including mobility trials in hilly and barren terrain, was finished. The Defense Research and Development Organization started this project in 2010 and test fired after complete development in 2016 under the Make in India initiative. The Elbit Systems Athos artillery gun emerged as the lowest bidder in 2019. The deal was for the supply of 400 guns and indigenous production of another 1,180 guns by the Ordnance Factory Board under a full transfer of technology. Defense sources said that the development of ATAGS has been completed and is presently under weapon procurement and qualitative requirements trial to check the final configuration of the gun system. Army has some concerns because the ATAGS weighs around 18 tons where Athos weighs less than 15 tons, but the sources said the self-propelled highly mobile system is capable of passing all Indian bridges and terrain. The ATAGS has displayed efficient towed movement in the sterile terrain, climbing altitude up to 15,500 feet, covering the distance 341 kilometers over 10 days of testimony. The ATAGS traveled 526 kilometers in mountainous region and high altitude areas against only 23 kilometer test run of foreign guns. The ATAGS's rate of fire, including the burst firing of 5 rounds in 1 minute, intense firing of 10 rounds in 2.5 minutes, and total sustained capability is 60 rounds in 60 minutes, and Athos can fire 3 rounds in 30 seconds, 12 rounds in 3 minutes, and 42 rounds in 60 minutes. And another concern is the cost is the main factor. While the Athos cost around 11 crore per piece and ATAGS cost around 16 to 18 crore per piece. The ATAGS's range with sub-bore boat tail ammunitions is 35 km and with base bleed ammunition is 45 km. Both guns of Bharat Forge and Tata Power SAD same performance parameters, and the final contract will be awarded based on the lowest cost bidder. Next update from the Times of Israel, it is reported that the Israel Aerospace Industries announced that it has signed $200 million contract with an unnamed country in Asian region to supply services to its Heron UAV. This is the fourth major deal Israel Aerospace Industries has announced this year. The Israel Aerospace Industries did not disclose the name of the country and details of the deal. We have given news before that India decided to acquire 4 Heron drones on lease for $200 million on Army's emergency acquisition. The Israel Aerospace Industries has also got an order from Vietnam for 3 Heron drones. In another update, the Indra 2021 Indo-Russian joint exercise will be conducted at the Prudboy practice range in Volgograd of Russia from 1st to 15 August. 250 personnel of the Indian Army will attend the drill, and around 250 Russian Army personnel of the Southern Military District will join the joint exercise. The representatives of the Russian Army and Indian Armed Forces have taken the decision in a conference. It is said in a press release. The Southern Military District's troop combat training also conduct joint training exercise with the armed forces of Abkhazia, South Ossetia, Armenia, Algeria, India, Kazakhstan, and Pakistan.
That's it for today. If you like our work, then please hit the like button, share this video, and do subscribe this channel to get the notification of the next video. Thank you.